What to do if. Special situations at the polls. The What to Do If booklet guides you in handling special situations that come up during Election Day. Here are some of the most common situations. Voter drops off a vote by mail ballot. Voters can return their vote-by-mail ballots to any polling place in Marin County on Election Day. If a voter returns a vote-by-mail ballot, check to make sure the ballot envelope is signed and then put it in the side slot of the AccuVote ballot box. If there is no more space in the ballot box, then use the blue vote-by-mail ballot box for overflow ballots. Vote-by-mail voter wants to vote at the polls. Voters who have received a vote-by-mail ballot can vote a regular ballot at their voting precinct if they surrender their vote-by-mail ballot and envelope.
I'm going to have you go see our roster officer and surrender this ballot.
I'm going to surrender this to you.
Okay.
Write surrender on the vote-by-mail ballot and tear part way through it.
And what is your last name?
Ask the voter to sign the roster within the signature box next to his or her name. Place the surrendered ballot in envelope A. Then give the voter a ballot and direct him or her to a voting booth. Voter makes mistake.
Made a mistake on my ballot.
If a voter makes a mistake on the ballot, issue another ballot. Write spoiled on the old ballot and tear partway through it. Place the spoiled ballot in envelope A. If the voter makes another mistake, repeat the process. 3 ballots is the limit. Only count off one number on your tally sheet. If you are in a polling place with more than one precinct, make sure the voter gets the correct ballot for their precinct. Voter needs a helper. Voters may choose up to 2 people to help them with voting, so long as they are not the voter's employer or union rep. Do not assume that a voter will need assistance. Always ask the voter first. Voter wants to use the AutoMark ballot marking device. Voters who are blind or who have disabilities that make it difficult for them to mark their ballots may want to use the accessible AutoMark ballot marking machine. Give the voter an AutoMark ballot, an AutoMark envelope, and direct him or her to the Chief Inspector and AutoMark machine. After voting, the voter puts the ballot into the AutoMark envelope and then into the side slot of the ballot box. What to do if. Special situations when you must issue a provisional ballot. Provisional ballots are one of the best tools you have to make sure that every voter who comes to your polling place can vote on Election Day. It's a regular ballot that the voter puts inside of a provisional envelope. These ballots are counted provided that the voter is registered to vote in Marin County. There are 3 main situations when a voter must vote a provisional ballot. Vote-by-mail voter who wants to vote at the polls but does not have both the ballot and envelope to surrender. A vote-by-mail voter must surrender both his ballot and envelope in order to vote a precinct ballot.
Okay, well, you're going to have to vote provisionally. I'm going to send you over to the roster officer and they'll take you through the process.
Okay.
Step on over to the table.
Thank you.
All voters who vote a provisional ballot must sign on the pink provisional log in your roster, never on the regular roster pages. Remember, 1 signature per voter. Offer the voter a ballot and a provisional envelope. Write the precinct number and the reason for issuing the provisional ballot on the envelope. The reasons for issuing provisional ballots are on the back of the provisional envelope. Send the voter to a voting booth to print name and address and sign the envelope. Voter's name is not on your roster or on your supplemental list of voters. A voter whose name is not on the roster or on the supplemental list must vote a provisional ballot.
Sorry, sir, but you're not in our roster. You're going to have to vote provisional ballot.
Give the voter a registration card if the voter is not registered or has changed address, name, or political party.
And that gets folded and put in the outer pouch.
After voting, the voter will put the ballot inside the envelope and the completed registration card into the outer pocket. The Chief Inspector gives the voter the receipt from the flap of the provisional envelope. After the election, provisional voters can call the number on it to find out if their ballot was counted. Then, insert the provisional envelope into the side slot of the ballot box. Voter is listed in roster with the words ID required in remarks column, but has no ID to show.
Can I get your ID, please?
I'm sorry, I don't have it on me.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to vote provisionally.
Voters who are voting in a federal election for the first time in Marin County must show ID if they registered to vote by mail, but didn't provide identification on their voter registration card. If the voter has no ID to show at the polls, he or she must vote provisionally. If a voter does not want to vote provisionally, use the countywide street guide to locate the voter's correct polling place or give the voter a green telephone card to call the elections office for assistance.